The church has got something going on today.
The what?
Was that every Friday they got something over here?
Oh,
It's
they've
Lent season.
they've
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
it's
all
like-
week.
Wednesday was Ash Wednesday.
It's like 40 days till Easter or whatever.
Yeah, Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, so it's that season.
What's it called?
Ash Wednesday.
Lent.
Lent.
Ash Wednesday, Lent. It's where you give up. I don't know in specifically, but I know just know you give something up.
Yeah, you give something up that you want. My stepmom did it. She's not even Catholic.
Nice.
She's giving up alcohol.
That's cool.
I'm very proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of her.
And then on Fridays you have to eat fish during Lent.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the only meat you can eat is fish.
Okay. You don't have to, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
But if you eat meat,
it has to be.
it
Fish.
has to be fish.
Yeah. That's why they have like good fish deals throughout the season.
Okay, okay, so that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Catholicism, anyways.
But do some people just do it too? Because
Yeah.
My stepmom.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people do it just because, like, oh, I want to give something up for 40 days.
yeah.
Sugar and alcohol, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Meat.
Meat, sure.
So it's like
Yeah.
some type of fasting,
Yeah.
but it's not. There's another fasting thing also, right? Oh, it is Lent. That's it.
That's just it. It's Lent, yeah. For Catholics. In Islam, it's Ramadan.
Yeah. Welcoming everybody.
Very similar.
Hello.
Talk,
Yo.
talk to me. Show me your name.
What was that?
My mic. When I move it,
Check
does
it.
that.
Adjust it.
Is it off?
Welcoming.
Sounds better.
Bad stocks. Tick, 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 tick.
Hello, JG.
What's up?
JG. We got Tyler David Kirk. Full on.
Yo.
Oh, we got Insight Timer. Welcoming Insight Timer publisher from Sydney, Australia. Looks like you have a fan. Oh, they left. Welcoming DC.
NSW, what is that?
We got Maggie,
New South Wales.
always hanging out. We got Priscilla from Florida, looking happy in your...
Flowrider.
We got Jill, always hanging out with her dog. Nice to see you. And
Hello.
hola. Welcoming Stargazer on YouTube. Let me enable the... Yeah, Facebook has not been responsive when I'm live streaming on...
It's a dead platform.
Yeah, it's like for international it's very popular, but I think for like
American youth.
it's falling, yeah.
It's more older American generation now is attached to it.
Yes.
It's not necessarily for social media so much as it is for other things.
Cuz if I don't use it, then I might not see my relatives like at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. I don't use it enough because that's the only place I do see my relatives.
Hey, welcoming Nikki, coming to you from Houston, Texas, with sister Emily.
Hello.
Brother Sean, brother Tanette here of the Mystic Village. We have an event next Saturday.
It's next Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we got
A
3.
week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow, but
I think we're ready.
yeah, it's more.
I think we could do it tomorrow and be ready.
Yeah, we're just gonna do
Just-
our thing. We have a good plan, and then just the
foundation.
next times that yeah, it felt good. Just more about us enjoying the process and making sure we have a good plan when maybe decorating and making sure the energy,
For sure.
because the unity community, they love being allowed entering a sacred space because that's church.
Yeah.
Understandable and
They're a community. They like that.
yeah.
Talking.
Every time I go, I'm telling shh.
There's a lot of
please.
older white women who, no, I mean, just women in general. But
Yeah,
who
but they
like
are.
to talk. You know what I
Yes.
mean, and discuss. And,
Well, let's be real. It's mostly black and white women,
yeah, for sure.
and maybe one white dude coming and hanging
Yeah,
around.
pretty much all women though.
Yeah, yeah, really.
For being real.
Let's see. How's the energy this week, brothers and sisters? Nice to see you here.
Hi,
see.
honey. What's up, Abby?
We have Jill Crary and Evie Crary here, hanging out with Daddy and brothers and sisters. Let's see here. We got Gary from Baldock in the Star Wars outfit, whatever that outfit is. Teresa with the up close in the eyes. Oh, I see somebody familiar. Jay. Peace is in the present moment. I see Jay hanging out in Emily's stream quite a bit. Shout out to Jay. Let's get some. How's your energy at work, Sister Emily, today? What's the vibe like? How about this generally? What's the vibe like at work? What have you noticed?
Just a lot of focus recently with myself and with others. A lot of... It hasn't been too busy. You know, I think people are just overall... It's like a tired energy at work. You know, so like we know what we need to work on and we focus on that, and we do take breaks and talk, which is really good. But overall, it's just like a tired, sluggish energy. A lot of... I've noticed setting expectations as it occurs, you know, so that people know what their expectations are, I guess, and holding others accountable. It's been a different week for sure. I'm grateful to be here at Friday and in the moment, which we're always in.
How about Brother Sean? What have you noticed from this week's energy, President's Day week, I guess, in America?
Next Monday. It's been better. I have been more consistent in my routine and attempting to wake up earlier, although failing to do so a couple days, but still just getting back into that rhythm. And the energy's been...
Put the incense in the middle over here. Yeah.
Emily's going to like that right in her face.
Yeah, I actually will.
Okay, good.
I need it.
Oh, man. And, where's it going to go? Yeah.
To me.
Overall, improving is how I would describe this week.
Energy better, more, you feel more...
My like personal physical energy is way
Yeah.
up for sure. It's definitely not like 100%, but it's getting there. I mean, basically, I feel like
Yeah, it's like it's a wave, you know. Sometimes you're on a downtrend, sometimes it's up, but you gotta just keep looking up, because it's easy to just look down with everyone else.
for sure.
But it's unhealthy because it leads us to old habits, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I had those feelings quite a bit throughout the last month, and just focusing on that 6 months that I really want to make it, and whether that means anything or not. I mean, it meant enough to make it this far, which is a big difference. From
No, it's a big deal, because then I can say, see, this guy used to smoke 20 years. Now
Previous.
he's sober almost 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, definitely is a huge improvement over the past 20 years of my life, basically, right? Besides the military, when I was forced to into it, and even then, I would have dreams. Which
The
is
military
very-
helped you a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Shout out to
absolutely.
to the military.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I never would have met my wife. I never would have been here had it not been for that. So,
You're welcome, Jay. Yeah, this week the energy has been it's Groundhog Day again. It's like people are just a lot of humanity doesn't really, they're not serving other than their own family, and then we just go home to watch the news. After the news, in the background we scroll on our phone on Facebook, Instagram, and in the background we turn on a movie while our pizza's on the way, or maybe we're grilling our ribeye steak in the back, Sometimes maybe we're making our Tyson frozen chicken. But we don't think about, is there more to my purpose? Is there more to life than just this? Right? And that's what I've been noticing. That's why I love doing Amazon deliveries, because I get to see a huge part of humanity that I know, like, I wouldn't even say a huge part of the energy that's not in my bubble. Because oftentimes in people's lives, we're just in our bubble. If we go to the office, coworker, home, neighborhood. But when you do Uber, Amazon, you get to see neighborhoods. You get to see how people drive. You get to see on Friday, how come there's less traffic? Oh, President's Day is coming up. There's 4-day weekend. People are chasing. It's like people are running to clock out and run to the, to get their coolers ready, to barbecue and grill or whatever it is, to escape an unfulfilled life. But then they wake up to the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to talk about it. Because why? That's what we've been taught to do. To just be comfortable.
Yeah. Like, well, there's nothing else. Might as well. I mean, what else is there? You get trapped.
It's why the master won't train you if you're too comfortable. He won't train you because because if you're around the master, it's never comfortable. You got to be like on it all the time. And it's why I'm like that all the time. Like when I catch myself being too lazy, it bugs me a lot. Well, you got to catch yourself. Like when you catch yourself low energy, I make it a deal to. I have to address my problems, because if I don't, then it comes later. Or like maybe I look at my bank account, why is it low? Or maybe I look at my wife, why is this like that? And I could prevent things from happening the best that I can, but I can only work on me first. Some people don't want to be accountable, projecting. Yeah. Which means some people are not ready. They don't want to be responsible. Yeah, basically. Let's see who's welcoming. Jag Vintinte. Okay, let's look at we got Deanne hanging out with us. Who else? Okay. We got Claude. We see Sherry from the Villages.
Welcome.
Shout out to the Villages. And
I have a friend that lives there.
Dave. Oh, I see Dave again. Happiness lives in the present moment. Nothing needs to be different in this moment. Be kind whenever possible. It's always possible. Dalai Lama Suryashita. Age. Acknowledge. Get out of there. Enter into your body. When needed, stop. Be and breathe. Okay. Shout out. Thank you for being here, by the way. I see you. Q. We got Maria. We're making a point to address brothers and sisters because right now people are running away from connection. It's when we run away from connection, where do we go to when we're running away from connection, Sister Emily?
Alcohol, drugs, and happiness.
But do people know they're running away from connection?
I guess not always. And sometimes we can kind of like immerse ourselves in work or the computer or Netflix or YouTube. Like it doesn't always have to be drug, substance, or alcohol,
Yeah.
It could be anything really.
In humanity, sometimes we're at the office, but we don't feel connection. But it requires us as practitioners we're not there to be buddies with our coworkers, but we want to at least feel some feeling. Because it's a human experience.
Yeah.
Like I say, you don't have to give money to the homeless every time, but you can give them a smile and a look in the eye with authenticity. that matters so much because they're humans too. Yes, their job is ask for money, but they're still your brothers and sisters, and we can still treat each other like one without feeling guilty that we're not giving them something. Which can be really difficult because we feel bad for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes what you have is your smile. Give that, you know. How about you, Brother Sean? When people don't feel connected, what does that result to?
Distraction, like Emily was speaking about, because of a sadness, a loneliness, when there really is nothing to be lonely from, because if you're connected with yourself, you're never lonely. So having that connection within yourself will lead to a sense of being connected to something, which in turn will make you want to seek out like-minded individuals. At least that's how I feel. And seek out others who I can have a conversation with about the important topics in life and feel that connectedness to something that's tangible in real life, as opposed to just something that's, in my, well, it may be like spiritual for me to go within. I feel like there's also a spiritual connection that you can make with other people that's tangible and like in reality in the now as well.
I agree. Like we're speaking more on the human level right now because the spiritual people kind of know already that that you can feel connected right now if you allow yourself to. But that requires meditation, requires contemplation. But for the everyday people, they don't know that. For your office worker who are just looking to clock out to go to happy hour, have some wings and beer with their friends, and maybe go to the club after on a Saturday or a Friday.
It's always like surface level connections that those people have, or most people in life have. Even like with my parents, for a lot of it, it's how's the weather, how's just surface level stuff. It's never deep conversations.
Before the Mystic Village, my way of service, I just knew I helped the temple, right? There's some place, I grew up always having a space where I could volunteer and service anywhere, but some people, they don't. Or they go to church, but there's no volunteer work at church unless you just do it casually, right? And so imagine some people don't even know what it's like to be a volunteer. Don't even think about how, serve, help people. But the one thing they've been taught is get that money, chase that bag. Because why? It's in the music. It's in the rap song. When you don't know, right? Like when you don't know better, you go to rap music. Like I listened to a lot of Lil Jon.
It's just in our society as well, though, to try and, live the American dream, right? That is the American dream. To make it. To how do you make it? You get money, you get power, you get wealth.
Yeah, cash moves everything around me. Cream, get the money. $1 bills, y'all. And that's like, when I was ignorant, those are my anthems, right? Smoke weed every day. Cheech and Chong. Rastafari. But nothing, like we just play the trend. We follow the trend, but are we really happy? But who asked that? The people who have suffered. But without suffering, we would not all be here playing some damn bowls and stuff.
Yeah, you need to know what deep suffering feels like in order to want to not feel minor suffering anymore, because that's what surface level is. That is just minor suffering. There is not any pure true happiness.
Mr. Weird says, someone say weed? I don't smoke that anymore.
Seems good.
Mr. Weird is on his 11th day of sobriety?
Nice. I'm approaching 160 something. I don't even know.
Yeah, get on his level. Okay. Shout out to all the people working on loving their damn self and and finding purpose in life. So it's not always easy, but that's why we're showing up on here having deep talk and meditation. Welcoming Louise, Andy. I see the names are starting to scroll. Okay. Jane is here. Let's see. Dave's forehead. Okay, we see Monica from South Carolina is here. We got Sam from Philadelphia. Who else? We've seen that. Okay, we've seen her before. Louise just got here. We got Gilbert in the sunset. Nice to see you. Claude. Rugged background. We got Jessica from Austin. Hey, shout out to the Texans out here. Robbie from Atlanta. Thank you, Insight Timer, for this platform, she says, and community. And so let's just freestyle it. Let's go with the flow, and then I don't think we have any weak points. Too many weak points in our.
Yeah, I think we need a day of just going with the flow. I think we should practice again one more time next week at least.
Yeah, I think we're getting more professional at like the flow.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you're ready for a deep sound immersion, sound bath, sound party. Maybe next time I bring my smoke machine. I don't know if y'all ready. It's
pretty smoky in here.
Yeah, it's intense, but looks cool though. And let's just hold our intention. Well, let's just breathe together for about 9 breaths so we can feel connected and united. I think let's just do 9 ohms together. Easier than just... Okay. So I'll guide you, and the tone we're going to use is... Oh, oh. Breathing in, everybody. Breathing in. Breathing in. Inhale. Give yourself permission to relax your mind, your body, your facial muscles. And just be with your breath. Breathing in. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your hands. I give myself permission to relax. Breathing in. energy, breathing in. A couple more times, breathing in. And the last one, just gentle, breathing in. Love your dancing. Love your love your life. Be grateful. Thank you for my life. Free your mind. Open Welcome everybody. Adam, Monica, Lux, ST, thank you for being here. enjoying the sound journey, consider donating to Emily Richardson, following, subscribing to the Mystic Village, following, donating. Thank you for being here. body, atoms, aluminum. How did that feel? Ernest, nice to see you. New member, like how new are we talking about though? New member to what? The Mystic Village?
Welcome.
Bienvenidos a todos. We are the Mystic Villagers from Houston, Texas. Test 1, 2. Born in Thailand, raised in America. Brother Sean is born in Iowa.
There you go.
Yeah, I knew that. And Sister Emily, born and raised...
I was born in Houston.
Houston, raised in the boonies.
And back in Houston.
Tejas.
Went in and out.
Nice.
Yvette's from Houston.
Welcome,
Shout out
Yvette.
Jay
Hello,
says,
Jay.
that's so good. How good how good is so good though? This is our Dharma, our path. Leads us to, it works, Essentially we're practicing tantric Buddhism or Tibetan style Buddhism, which uses tools to center your energy quickly. We can do it with just our breath, but when we evolve, we get sexy things like crystal singing bowls and polished Tibetan singing bowls and different types of flutes to help neutralize to help neutralize our mind, because we all got baggage, right? Sometimes life is challenging. Sometimes we're heartbroken. Sometimes maybe our mother's mad at us, maybe brothers confused, maybe we're addicted to something. And having these sound baths just makes things a lot easier for us personally. When our life's ungrounded, we have meditation. And sometimes just sitting there silently is difficult. When life is really difficult, it's really hard to sit with yourself. But when you got something to whack,
Here.
it's like, No, we don't follow the path of traditional Buddhism because we're here to be original, right? How does the sound healing work for Sister Emily? What's your relationship with sound and meditation?
Sound gives my mind something to focus on rather than my thoughts. It brings me back to myself when things might get busy or emotions might get high. It helps to recenter my energy, and it's something healthy that has helped me cultivate myself.
About our brother Sean, what's your relationship with sound healing? And
It's an art that has helped me connect more to my heart and more to the true me. It's something that's very purposeful as well, because not only does it help me when I do it, but it helps a lot of other people. Then the better that I get at it, the higher the quality of the healing that I can provide, whether that just be somebody that's able to go into meditation more deeply, more easily, or something beyond that I can't recognize. All I know is that if I put effort into it, and if I perform my duties as well as I can, that I have faith that it will do good and that I will receive something from it as well.
And it's every spiritual community has their thing. And this community is focused on sound healing, which I love. I mean, I freaking love this stuff so much. Because it's fun, it's pretty, it sounds pretty, it feels pretty. Everything's perfect. And it's meditative, it's very ground. Yes, in the beginning we used to operate, and it takes time to notice, are we playing from the heart or the head? Can you elaborate on that journey, sister?
Well, in the beginning, I was very, I guess, analytical and technical with the way that we play, the way that if it's more masculine, more feminine, is it the lower tones, the higher tones, and more so making sure if I'm playing two bowls, if they melded together, like the two sounds, so it was very analytical in the beginning. But I think once we cultivate, our craft and practice, we're able to allow ourselves to connect with the instruments and the sounds. And with that, it allows our hearts to express itself depending on what the energy is at the time. And the more that we practice, we don't need to be as analytical anymore, but we can more so just become the crystal bowls, become the Tibetan bowls, just allow it to come from the heart rather than having to think about it. It's more about feeling the energy and allowing it to flow.
Yes. It's just like meditation. When you first learn meditation, it's very methodical. But as you become more mature and more seasoned, you naturally let go. It becomes more intuitive. But in the beginning, like how? Cross leg, back straight, head slightly tilted, but my back hurts. Wah. I gotta get a cushion. One cushion might not work. 2 cushions might work. And how about you, Brother Sean? Your journey with learning to play from the heart versus the head, which it's can be difficult to
for sure
operate.
Not easy coming from a mind that is overactive and been the presence in my life. I never had, I suppose, like a connection with myself that was deeper in the sense that I would listen to my heart rather than my rational mind, because I was always a scientist from the mind, I mean, that was like my passion for a very long time was science, and I never had felt my feelings, I suppose. I don't know how to describe that, but coming into sound healing, it's also hard to describe, but the sense that I get from it is that it is coming from something other than just myself. And that I believe is what I used to define as myself as my mind, right? Now I define it more as my true self, which is my heart, my soul, the presence of God, whatever you want to call it.
Which has been a huge journey for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, because I never had this really in my life. Religion was forced upon me, and I rejected it at an early age because of science and because of the rational mind saying this is not right, this is something you should discredit based off of facts. And then having something occur in my life that facts couldn't explain and seeing that part of my life be cured with something that I also couldn't explain, coming from a different place other than, who knows, I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
And really feeling that difference and being like, what in the world? I don't know anything. And then just having that open mind to then open up my heart to be able to let go of, like Emily was saying, like, oh no, what instrument should I play now? Because, it has to match this whatever, like he's playing the Tibetan bowls. Can I play this? Is this okay? No, I shouldn't. I don't know. And then eventually just giving that up and just saying, screw it, I'm just going to play whatever. And really just listen with my heart the entire time, and then I'll just know. I'll know if it sounds right, if it's meant to be there, and if I make a mistake, I don't care, and
Yes.
I'll know immediately, like, oh, stop that, that's enough of that. But that takes time to develop, and it's been a long, but I mean, a very successful and peaceful and happy journey that I'm happy to be on.
We've been together for how long?
We've known each other for 3 years or so, but playing together 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. Practicing, well, I would say that you started teaching us really about 2.5 years ago in terms of like how to play, because I remember, the Saturdays we used to...
The park
that we would get together, and you'd just bring one singing bowl and you'd teach us how to strike it and all that kind of stuff. And that was the beginning, for sure.
Which was very slow, but because y'all kept showing up, it was like, okay, because... To last long, it's not easy because there's a lot of things to do in life.
Yeah, there's a lot of excuses not to come.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, like, let's just not. But it's the fruits. When you water the seed for a while and you start to see the fruits, and just any little fruit means so much. Yes, in the beginning, whenever I was showing them, Sean and Emily, everything, and I was willing to show them everything because they showed up. Many people want me to teach them sound healing, but they just want to take it to make money. They want to so what we do is we serve God, we help people, and we don't really do pay events. We've only done one, but we're more in alignment with just helping people base, because there's enough people doing sound bath for money. And to do it more like, how can we use the sound healing to create a community that is just peer? Because many people create events that has a lot going on, right? Ice bath, sound bath, breath work, all these things that you can say is wellness and wholeness. But the depth of the community, it's a different genre, right?
It's also to stimulate the mind. A lot of it is, the dopamine that you get from all those things.
And what we're doing is we don't tell people by the way, we're offering a lot of value, but when they come, our mission is called unconditional love. And it's why we're together. It's why we're on Insight Timer. It's why because money is not enough to keep the group together. Let's just be honest. But what keeps the group going is love. It's groundedness, is what we gain from serving Buddha, serving God, serving our ancestors, because life's difficult. And just throwing money at something for your mental health may not be enough.
It's impossible. I know that from experience. Like, that's what I did. Anyways.
So it's...
I mean, for me, it was, trying to...
The animals have arrived.
Provide to find happiness through, increased pay at work, to changing jobs, to going outside of myself, with whatever it was, distractions, buying a new car, and none of it led to happiness or fulfillment.
Yes, the reason why you see me criticize a lot or making a lot of comments and judgment, because many people in the wellness and mental health and the spiritual, many people aren't saying any of this stuff about, hey, we're paying to go to these events, but are people actually healing, or are we joining some cult that doesn't really lead to authentic healing? Which is really difficult to say, because they're people with good intentions. And coming on Insight Timer, I learned to be very graceful now. How I did, what is the difference between throwing paying to go to a spiritual event and actually cultivating spiritual community? Let's go to Sister Emily. Paying for spiritual healing and community, versus healing from a community that's more pure. What can you say about that?
Coming from my beginning, I guess, spiritual journey, I did pay to be a part of other like-minded people at the time. because I was searching for connections that were more heart-based. I was tired of surface level conversations and surface level relationships. I was looking for people that were doing the work, and in that search I found a community online. And in the beginning I thought it was wonderful, like, oh, I found my tribe, I found my people. They talk about crystals, they talk about sage, they talk about incense. And in a way, it did definitely help me. It was the beginning of my spiritual journey. And we meditated as well. It was an online group that would have guided meditations, and it did help me a lot in my journey. But at a certain point, you're ready for more. You know, like, when is it time to stop relying on crystals, to stop relying on tarot cards, to stop relying on sage, and realize that you already have it all within you, you know? And I began to feel more disconnected from the group because I noticed the leader of the group kept on talking about different crystals to buy that she was selling through her website. And, oh, to do this, you know, this ritual or whatever it was, you need this crystal and this and this and this. Whenever she had originally taught, you are the crystal. But then it began to be more money-based. And that's whenever I found you meditating at the park. And the energy that is felt and that can be experienced from more pure intentions, you can go a lot deeper and you can grow. In my experience, I grew a lot faster without there being different intentions involved. Because whenever we do it purely from the heart, that's all love. There's no other expectations, rather than a community that's based on love, based on healing, and you feel that support as well. You know that the people that are there want to be there, and it's beautiful to be a part of.
How about Brother Sean? You've been part of different groups and communities, conditional loving community and unconditional loving community. We're mentioning this because it's a really, when we're on Insight Timer, there are many brothers and sisters who are spiritual community people, and some brothers and sisters may have never experienced what is a true unconditional loving community versus a conditional community. What can you say about your experience in conditional spirituality or community and coming to something pure?
Yeah, I think like you said, it's difficult because there is a lot of good that is done even in a conditional community, because it's vastly better than the alternative sometimes, which is a negative community, right? Something
the bar.
Yeah, the bar, clubs, whatever that, just, so it is much better as an alternative to those things, but there is still a next level that you can go to, is what I've discovered. And that eventually for me, the conditional communities just drove me away because of not feeling that the deep connection, and eventually noticing things like Emily said, where it was more about the money and how there was no true happiness, I suppose, because it was just like buying like traditional consumerism. Happiness comes through buying the next best thing, right? Well, the same thing with a spiritual community where it's crystals. You're just looking for the next best crystal, the next best incense to buy, whatever it may be, and that does not lead to true happiness. True happiness comes from within, and it comes from that unconditional love that we all have within ourselves, but that we can all experience together as well.
Yes.
When you take away that money aspect.
And again, like I was looking for what y'all were both looking for, authentic community. But every time I would find something, there would be all these, the energy would not be clear. Sometimes you feel drained by loving people who Some people who are draining oftentimes don't know they're draining. Some shamans,
Yeah.
some people, and but you also don't know what's out there. You know, whenever I was looking for community, I was open to everything because I didn't know what was out there. Ecstatic dance, there's the burner community, there's the hippie community, there's people into psilocybin, there's all these things, there's new thought, new age, there's the Edgar Cayce, right? There's the law of attraction group. There's all these groups that you can go to, but I was like, where's the mastery? I was looking for, where's the people because whenever you're next to somebody who I would say is advanced, they don't have to say anything and you can feel it. And I was looking for that, and I just couldn't find it, and I realized, well, if I can't find it, I need to be it until I find that next thing. And as I left different communities, people did get sad because when I'm part of a community, I'm all in. I'm going to show up for years.
You're a good member.
I'm a very good member. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to sing for you. I'm going to hype it up.
Yeah.
But I kept feeling like there's more. There's got to be more. There's got to be more depth, more mastery. And the universe heard. It led me to the master. It led me to being a healer. It's almost like the path chose you.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could have just not liked this. You could have just went to the ice bath. You could have just gone to continue smoking. But something within us, it leads you together. And now we've become together. We've been together for a long time, actually. Just talking for a long time. And let's look in the comment section today. Lucy says, I love Insight Timer, but I would love to find my tribe in Kansas City. Yes, we're just talking about what's possible, and if you can't find it, sometimes you got to create it.
And if you are in the Houston area, we do have a local meditation.
No promotion, no promotion.
No, it's fine.
I'm not gonna say where to. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to know more.
No, it's fine.
You know how to find us.
We're not. It's free. It's a free event.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
not
like
making
we're.
money.
The main issue is that many people were redirecting people
course.
to paid stuff, and they weren't really adding value. They were just coming here to market
Advertise.
themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
We're here working for God. The end.
Yeah.
And so Hadley says this is the best meditation. Yes. The moment. Adam says, how meditation help achieve stability. However, the farther you go, you have to remember a certain limit. Let's see. ST says, spiritual seeking is a lifelong pursuit for the proactive.
True.
Amen to that. That's why whenever I see somebody who's comfortable in their spirituality, in the way they practice, it bugs me because the master is never comfortable. He's always thinking that how can I grow? The moment you decide I am mystic Tanet and you get comfortable, then you don't grow to Guru Tanet. You don't grow to Mystic Village because while you're attached to Houston Zen Out, Cosmic Soul Circle, but you, right? And
having the open heart and the open mind.
Before we did not care about the lighting, right? But we have to continue expanding because it makes life interesting at the end of the day. If we just did the same boring sound bath, hell no, we probably would not be together because why? It's boring.
Eventually, like everything, it doesn't lead to true happiness. Like you need that growth.
And kids and dogs love what we do because it's not boring.
It's true.
That's what I love. The kids like it. They're not used to adults being this chill. They're not used to being so chill with the music, and they can still color, paint, Play-Doh. They can be on the swing with the parents meditating, which is so beautiful, you know. Joe says he could have listened to his wife's initial intuition about you online. We wouldn't be here today. Just go with it.
Oh yes, if I would have listened.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, shout out to Sister Jill,
No,
Sean's wife.
that yeah, Just like, what? No, why do you want to go meet this guy? That's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a strange thing.
Brother
to do, for
Sean
sure.
randomly surprised me at the park. And I was like, who are you? Like, I was like, oh, I'm from Twitch. And I'm like, bio man. I'm like, who's that? Like, there's a lot of people. So,
For sure, yeah.
but your merit, your karma, it led you to, it's strong enough that lead you to Houston, even though you were in Illinois at that time, right? Or outside of Chicago or whatever.
Yeah.
And same thing, my father could have chose any other city, but he chose Houston, Texas. Right.
Like you said, it's the path that we were meant for,
Exactly.
as opposed to us choosing that path. So yeah.
Melissa says, I love that I found this group session. Love you guys. You made my night more beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And that's why we, it's a lot of effort. As you can see, look at all the lighting. There's like so many, there's like 3 ring lights here. There's lights, but all of it because all the details, it makes us feel something. It's like a little ritual because the ritual is like a ceremony for peace. It's like a world peace meditation without needing to say all that. Right? Let's see here. How did y'all feel? How'd y'all feel? Let me see if there's any. Let me see. Okay, let's look at. Welcoming Kelly. I see from Plano, Texas. Thank you. We got Cora is here too. Our goal is to connect the best that we can authentically. And why does that matter? You see me do it all the time. What can we do to make what we're doing right now impactful? Because we can just keep playing bowls and talk about things. But recently I've been looking at how can we deepen the connection even though online? Like, why does that matter for us?
It's community. It's community. It's getting to know the practitioners, like everybody that's here, us, because we can all learn from each other's experiences the more vulnerable that we are. Because if we were just, here to play crystal bowls and, okay, focus on the breath, breathing in, breathing out, that's great. But, there has to be more depth to what we do in life. Because if we just continue surface level and just sound healing without any talking, then it just stays stagnant. There's no growth.
How about Brother Sean? What is the connection, the effort to find a way to reach out to the audience? Because as you see, everything that we do, you see that we try to connect with the audience, our brothers and sisters, the best that we can. And it's not easy.
Because I think that's where a lot of the real healing comes from. Yeah, the sound bath is great, but you need to contemplate the things that need to be healed in your life. And just hearing other people's stories, whether we tell our own or other people share theirs, it makes others feel not alone in their own struggles. Because oftentimes we do feel like, unless we hear about other people going through something similar, that's just our problems, and I don't know how to fix it, I don't know what to do. And just hearing that other people have gone through it can lead to hope, which can lead to open-mindedness, which can lead to healing. And yeah,
We've gone to communities that are so not used to deep engagement, which means that normally at every event, we check in on, hey, how's your energy this week? What are you feeling right now? Some people, most communities don't do that. Let's just be real. Unless you're part of AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, that's like an emergency meeting. We don't need emergency meeting to have deep talk. So that's why we casually just ask, hey, how's your energy this week? And just, because imagine in your life, we don't really give a real answer. How are you feeling? Like, how are you?
it's always just surface level.
Because we don't, it's surface level because we're not with people who we trust to answer.
For sure.
And that's why we do our best to make it an effort to make people, because every time we gather, if you feel that you can say whatever, guess what? One day, that person will open a floodgate of emotion, that leads to healing, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot at the park.
Can you talk about the healing, like the progressive healing of people at the park?
Well, I'll just speak on my own experience. Whenever I came to the meditation group from the beginning, I was extremely depressed, drinking morning, afternoon, and night. I had began meditating and doing the work, but I needed more. I needed more. And I had never felt support from a community like I did at the meditation group, and it took a while to get there, because in the beginning I was like, what is this, a bunch of hippies just sitting around? But I felt something from it that I just kept on coming back. And originally you were doing Sunday meditations, and that switched from Sundays, just Sundays, to Saturdays and Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked forward my entire week to go and just sit under a tree and meditate with some people I was growing connections with.
Mm.
Other people were strangers. Some people went every week. Some people would come and go, but you feel, whenever we meditate together as a community, you start to build that trust, especially with the regular people that go all the time. And over time, I began to really be able to look at myself, my past, and I was finally able to feel safe in a group of community and didn't even have to say anything. But I noticed my energy being lighter, and I was able to forgive, and I was able to just let go. And it was just beautiful. And I was able to cry sometimes, and whatever we were going through, it was just like zero judgment, You just felt that support and love.
Yes, the first year,
from community.
You definitely had a lot of tears. Lots of tears. Just
every meditation, I think I just cry and just like,
you had a lot of crying.
Release. Because sometimes we hold on to things for so long, and if we don't meditate, we just continue holding on, and we don't even realize that we're holding on to it because it's just second nature. We don't realize that we can actually let it go and just release. And it was beautiful. And honestly, like, if I wouldn't have found that,
you would still...
I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be dead or in jail or prison or just
drugs.
A depressed, unhappy person, And it's just beautiful to be a part of a community, which can be online. It can be in our own city. But having a space where you can just be vulnerable.
Which is Brother Sean, like, he started online. And I never thought, like, somebody would come from that far. But what is that like? What is that like to come so far? Like, it requires a lot of faith. Just from all of us,
Yeah, there was an open-mindedness that I've always been very open in terms of exploration.
Yeah, and
I think just because I had such a profound meditation had such a profound impact on me, and knowing that I learned a lot from you for sure in your streams in the early days.
Because in the past we did a lot of Dharma talk. It was very intense.
Very, very much so. A lot of Dharma talks, a lot of tarot readings.
And a lot of people had dreams about me every night for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Tons.
And just, I think a lot of it, a lot of those, the tarot that you would do for other people as well, not just myself, and just hearing other people's stories made me consider a lot about my own life. And, but yeah, having that trust, that everything was going to be okay, no matter what. Like, maybe it wouldn't work out, and that's fine. But just the trust to go try it out, and the trust to develop myself and open up.
I think your heart chakra opened, and it's a huge deal when your heart chakra opened, because now you start to have faith when before you had doubt.
For sure, a lot of doubt. Yeah, questioning everything, because the rational mind would say this is not right. This goes against all rationale. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense, definitely. And I kind of miss a little bit the smaller community, and the feeling that came with that, and the same people showing up. And we would go a lot more in depth before the meditation, because we were able to. I mean, with a larger group, it's not as possible, unless I don't know how we would do it. We'd have to go to like the same people every week, I suppose, and I'm not sure.
I think this is the evolution, what we're doing right now. We're having a Dharma talk. This is like a little podcast, Dharma talk, where it's from the heart. You can say it's proactive. We're just following the flow, following the ideas, and responding to the chat. It's just more, it's more difficult to have a flow with the chat, because there's 3 consciousness here expressing ideas, and it makes everyone listen. And so this is not, it's a new experience for us as a group, because we don't really consistently do podcast style like this. Usually it's just sound, but it's been more consistently spiritual talk, and I think it's leading somewhere, which I don't know.
Right.
But sharing our stories is where we're at now, because having people hear y'all talk is very important to me. Having people see, hear you play, and it's very important because it inspires others. Because you inspire a different group of people. We all inspire a different group of people, and collectively the community inspires other communities too to be more pure. And we take this really seriously, and I think people recognize that. And it's the beautiful part about us as a group taking it really seriously. It repels people who only take it halfway seriously, because when they come back after being gone for so long, they know we see right through them. Why? Because we care that much that we read everything. So whenever brothers and sisters come to the group, we see your energy right away, because you know why? God shows us. When you're coming to, because why? Every Sunday we're out there, so we're in our temple space. We've cleared the energy, and when people come in, the way they walk, how far they're sitting, their gaze, who they're with, are they with their dog? Eventually they move closer to the inner circle and share their story, which is like, we're getting good at what we're doing in person, and it's growing. And the online thing, it's like we're figuring out what are we meant to do online, because we're already doing a lot with our life. And again, we're just humbled to be on Insight Timer, because it's a healthy container for the Mystic Village to be. And it's because the Mystic Village is just humanity that is aware, that is responsible for their happiness, and that is we're not just here to just, we're mystic villagers and just identify as this group that's spiritual, but how can we embody authentic energy where we can all feel it, right? And what I think, when you first felt on a consistent basis God's love or genuine love, like because when you feel lighter, like, what is that like? Because this is so important, because many people meditate and do all this work, but they're chasing this high, but when you feel lighter and in a moment, it's like effortless beauty. Can you share that? Because I think people need to hear that.
I'll never forget, because It was whenever we were meditating at Buffalo Bayou. I think Sean and Jill had first started coming to the park, or it was right before. But I was walking across the Allen Parkway, the street, and all of a sudden I just felt like lighter. I felt connected with the universe. I felt connected with everything around me, with God, with everything. And it was just like, it was a beauty I've never experienced before. But what had happened the night before was I had spoken with my dad. After not talking to him for 3 years, we were finally talking about family again, you know, like reconnecting a little bit. And he told me about my grandmother's past and how she was raised and what she went through. And I had never heard his mom's story before. I was always very close with my mom's mom. But my dad's mom, I stopped talking to her at the age of 8. She was out of my life. I was never going to talk to her again, had a lot of hatred towards her for what she did to me and my brother. But he told me her story, and that, like, it just clicked, you know, of why she did what she did to me and my brother. And she didn't do it to us. She was only doing the best that she knew in that moment. And whenever that clicked, I was just, you had given me you didn't even read me. I jumped in your stream and told you like kind of what I was working on. And you said something about shame, and my dad had said something about shame. And something just clicked, and I was fully able to just forgive her. And I had been holding on to that, like, hate for, like, 15 years.
Forever.
If not more, you know?
Toxic.
So, walking to the park the day after being able to forgive her, it was just like, it was beautiful. It was like everything, the colors were more vibrant. I was passing this guy walking across Allen Parkway, and he was walking his bike across, and he was like, he looked at me and he said, "Yo, dude, there's like these people meditating down under a tree." And he had just talked to y'all. Yeah. I was like, "I know, that's where I'm going. Why don't you join?" It was like an angel walking by me, though. Yeah. You know, it was like, it wasn't real, you know, and I feel whenever you're lighter, whenever you're more connected to God, the universe speaks to you, and everything's just connected, and you can see the reason why. You can see God in everybody and everything. Even my grandmother, I could see God in her. But sometimes during life, you know, we start out so pure, but in life, you know, certain things can happen throughout our life to where it just makes us put our walls up, or, you know, it makes us have shame or anger that we don't have like that connection anymore. But the more that we release and forgive, the closer that we can get to our heart, to God, to the true nature. And it's beautiful.
That's why I ask this, because meditation isn't the only thing that she's doing. The feeling lighter and connecting to God is because she's doing the work and investigating and contemplating and being open. I see so many people who identify as spiritual, but they never learn to forgive their own father or mother, and that's the root. That, imagine, like, if you just unblock that root, the chakra opens, and that's what I see. So many people just clog the root. Like they do the work, but they don't go all the way. Right. What about you, brother? Something like, when did you first feel light and feel connected to the universe?
I don't know if there was a specific moment. There were so many meditations in the beginning where I was just amazed at the difference in my perception of the world, I guess, and myself after, and, you know, for an extended period thereafter. Just feeling a sense of letting go of whatever it was that was weighing me down at that time, and just continually working, progressively letting go of different things that I've been holding on to for years, sometimes just a few days, but sometimes, years, my entire life. And sometimes it was stuff that was very subconscious and that I hadn't thought about ever, right? Like I hadn't thought about the fact that I was very, very non-confrontational, and especially with myself, because my parents were so confrontational growing up with each other. And I had never even contemplated that before. And I just always thought that's just the way I was, and that's just who I am. But going deeper within meditation allowed me to see that I was holding on to this image of myself and this being that I thought was me, when it was just my parents had created this this within me, not because it was any fault of their own, but just because that's, again, that's the best they knew how to do. And then going back even further, when I was like, well, if they were just doing the best that they knew how to do, well, then going back to their parents and their parents and their parents, and really seeing that
you start
lineage.
to see the cause and effect, the domino effect.
And you had talked about many times the it's almost like a chain.
Yeah, the generational cycle. Or thing.
Yeah. And seeing that cycle develop within myself based off of my parents, and knowing what their parents had gone through, and realizing that I could be the one that could break that generational cycle, at least to the best extent that I'm able to, right? Maybe I can't fully break it. I believe that I can, and that anything is possible if I put my mind to it. But yeah, that also helped in alleviating a lot of worry, a lot of doubt that I'm just going to be this way forever, and just really opening up to the fact that I could become my true self, the self that I was meant to be if I wanted to.
Yeah, as you can see, both people's process is different. Some is a more stronger, and some is just, you just got to keep chipping at it. But sometimes you go up and down, but everything is like, if you just keep doing the work, it goes up. If you're around the people who are constantly doing the work, which is why we're not constantly around other people who don't do the work. We don't collaborate with people who don't do the work. Because if we collaborate with people who don't do the work, the energy clashes. A hailstorm happens, which it has happened before. A thunderstorm happens when we collaborate with people who we're not supposed to. But God's like, okay, you don't trust me? Try. Okay, we're gonna try collaborating. And rain and storm every time we collaborate with people with spiritual ego who are there for egoic reasons. But we have to be humble enough to try, because it's part of the journey.
Explore, yeah, for sure.
And so that's why we promote unconditional love so much, and that's why that's why we're sharing so much vulnerability. And it's not about just some modality. It's not like, we do sound healing. Let me teach you how to do sound healing. By the way, I have a 20-hour certification for $500. Right? That's what a lot of it leads to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what we're just trying to do is, how can we open our heart to each other and feel some damn love? Like love that doesn't need anything from you. That's what makes me excited about what we do, because it makes you feel like your wings are spreading when you make real impact. And when you spread your wings, you help others spread their wings, and we all get to fly together. But if you don't continue to work out your wings, which means do the work, if you're not constantly learning to fly higher, when the storm comes, you're going to be swept away, and you might have to start from the ground again. And we see so many people who only come to meditation when it's convenient. When their life has a problem, they remember, oh, those guys are meditating at the park.
I need help. But the people whose life continue to move up, they have consistency. The reason why we have consistency, because you know why? We're going up, baby. Final word, Sister Emily?
I'm just trying to, I think this weekend I'm going to be more silent with myself, and just set boundaries, I guess.
Mm.
Just do what is needed. I don't have much to say, honestly.
How about Brother Sean?
I'm going to say, if you want, or if you're seeking more, connect with Tanette here, somebody who's helped both Emily and I a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, check him out on Inside Timer, Facebook,
Mm.
or whatever other platforms that may exist. But yeah, thanettaout, he does have a Inside Timer profile, and he streams on there a lot. So if you're new here, make sure you follow Emily.
Mhm.
She's on here quite a bit as well. But yes, thank you all for being here.
Also, shout out to our master, because I would not be at where I'm like, I would not be like this focused, this energized without the master. The master is a Buddhist master. We don't want to reveal him too much because he's very popular already. And people will come to use a bodhisattva. And we want to thank the master because the reason why the group is pure, because we have a Buddhist Mahayana teacher who trained me for years, who taught me something called original Buddhism. In Buddhism, there's Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, and many different sects. But when you learn it all, you can break all the forms and create something original. And this is what the Mystic Village is about, a free-forming spiritual development that's inspired heavily from the practice of Buddhism, but not the ego, because the Buddha did not bow to a statue of himself, and Jesus didn't pray to himself on a cross. Something has always been within, and so we're just doing our best. We're all gifted in some sort of way, right? You have a gift, right? Not everyone's gonna be a great speaker, but maybe you learn to support people by cooking. Find your thing and help the world. You got this life. We've already been blessed. Just imagine how many, I like to say there's more dead people than alive people, and we happen to be alive. So let's make the best out of it. And when you find your blessing, help other people find their blessing. Because many people right now are just thinking, hoard your money, watch TV, eat steaks. How can we help each other spread love and joy and be consistent with the way you practice? When you're consistent, people take you seriously. When you're not consistent, sometimes they're looking for you, but you're not there. And sometimes it's your children looking for you. Anyways, I hope everybody has a good night, and namaste. Thank you. I think we need to Om 3 times to complete that, because I think we went very deep. So. Thank you, Carolina, Vijay, ST. Breathing in. Breathing in. Inhale. In gratitude of all the brothers and sisters here and animals, cats and dogs and all of them. In gratitude of Insight Timer, Twitch, YouTube, the internet, allowing us to have this sacred time together, even though it's digital, we can still spread unconditional love and feel it together. We remember our ancestors, wherever we come from, Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism. It's all love. Sometimes things separate us only to teach us to unite. We're grateful for all these sacred tools today and every day. We're grateful for our breath that we wake up today, and we're grateful you have the ears and the eyes to experience this together. And all is one.
All is one.
The end. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jay, Andy, Carolina, and I hope to see you whenever we see you.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Adios.